This is your crypto news. It's the 7th of March and Bitcoin's gone up and it's come back down. There's news of the reserve, the crypto reserve from the US government not being up to expectations. And there's a whole lot of DeFi news, some JUP news, some Meteora news as well. So let's dive in and get amongst it. So starting off with this here, we can watch the video, but we won't. President Trump signs executive order officially creating a Bitcoin strategic reserve. I don't know the person's voice that's there, but basically, not sure if we can even hear it.
Sales of Bitcoin.
Probably not. But basically, someone saying, okay, you promised to do this, you'll do this. And he says, and you believe in this. And the other person says, 100%. It's either going to be like David Sachs, most likely, or Eric Trump, someone like that. The biggest thing is it's not actually going to cost the taxpayer anything, which is kind of bearish, to be honest. This is the fact sheet here, establishes strategic Bitcoin reserve, and it's just using what they've already confiscated and putting it in, so they're not going to sell it. They actually haven't factored in some way to actually buy more, which is what they promised. Cointelegraph has more information. They say that the US government holds 198,000 Bitcoin worth 17.7 billion. They also say that only a portion of that Bitcoin will eventually be part of the strategic Bitcoin reserve under Trump's executive order. So in one way, it's not going to have sell pressure, at least some of it, but they're not actually having buy pressure. But they'll have confiscation pressure, I guess. This is true, but also misleading. Like over the past decade, well, you know what? A decade ago, who would have known what Bitcoin would have turned into? Very, very few. But for sure, a lot of countries are selling their Bitcoin when they shouldn't, right? Germany did. The US did. Previous administration, I believe, was trying to or looking at it. Either way, I think now is pretty relevant. You need to have a long-term strategy now. President Trump to sign executive orders and speak at White House Crypto Summit today at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So by the time this video is out, it'll be a few more hours until that. We can watch it live, or you can watch it live and see what's happening. Remember, there was one trader in particular on Hyperliquid. I didn't put their address anymore. I forgot yesterday, but I'll put it today. That person, that trader, they say they changed their name to March 7. So potentially, just potentially, they have some inside news. We'll have to wait and see, to be perfectly honest. Senator Cynthia Lummis is co-hosting a Bitcoin for America forum in Washington, D.C. in 4 days. The whole point here is that Congress and senators, they're getting on board with this narrative. Like the fact that Bitcoin price is not doing well, it's because of what we're going to talk about in a second. The bullish sentiment is actually crazy. Now, Bitcoin actually fell off a cliff when the strategic Bitcoin reserve happened, and that's basically because it simply promised to not sell what they currently hold. Probably regained a little bit since then. It has regained a little bit since then. And then a whole lot of money was just liquidated because people were longing, expecting like, we're going to buy so much. It's going to be the best. And well, it didn't. And as Famous Cloud says, we are getting extremely played. We are. But in general, like this S&P 500, the major stocks in America, this is what dictates the market movements, right? And these are all falling down. Tariff. That's all that's really been talked about, and it's pushing these things down. The institutional exit. So hedge funds dumped global stocks, and they dump, and then someone else dumps, and then someone else dumps. And like this was going to be a bit of a forced liquidation. They'll go and buy back in, but the real thing is panic selling overdone, probably, but it'll probably still continue for a bit of March until there's some sort of bullish sentiment that comes out from Congress. Now, I'm showing this now because we're going to go over a couple of Jamie Coots from Real Vision, some of his stuff, because it is masterful. Real Vision, I think, is pretty epic information, to be perfectly honest with you. So this is the DXY. This is the strength of the US dollar. And when it goes down, it's bullish for Bitcoin. And when it goes up, it's not bullish for Bitcoin. Okay? So have a look here. This is July 2023, and this is currently March 2025. So it's dropping. This is something which overlays the US dollar index with Bitcoin's price. Now, If we're going back as far as 2017, we can do, but I don't really think it's necessarily the best idea, just due to the fact that there wasn't a whole lot here. It was just crazy speculation. If we come up to this cycle, this is far more important, right? Previous cycle, we can see that as it got weaker and weaker, weaker, the price of Bitcoin went up, had a little bit of a dip, and then up. And then as it started to really start to strengthen, right, Bitcoin started to crashed. And then at this point, it started to weaken again, and it started to go up and up. And then now, like we're in kind of new man's territory, we're starting to weaken. So hopefully we start to lift up. That's the TLDR. So Jamie Coots, he's gone and back tested some stuff. Everything will be linked below if you want to do your own research. But the TLDR is I ran a signal screen for 3-day negative moves of more than -2% and -2.5% when referring to the DXY, and found they all have occurred in Bitcoin bear market troughs or mid-cycle bull markets. I'm just going to go through it really fast here, but the backtest, declines of -2.5%, 8 occasions since Bitcoin is up 8 out of 8 times in 90 days. Decent return, 37%. So, and then this is decent, right? That's decent. If we get a decline of just 2%, we have a win rate of 94%. So DXY goes down, Bitcoin prices go up. He's also made a bold call yesterday about new highs by May. I tried to base projections on robust data points. Of course, this time may be different. I had the cycle timing way off with this, and there's a part of me which thinks it goes into 2026 because macro will go into 2026. And now we're seeing that Bitcoin will follow macro S&P 500 far more. It's the last cycle, the last year before the runoff in traditional in the 18.6 years property cycle, which Jason Bazzina talks about all the time. This is for the most part, it's the most volatile. So you get these massive gains, but you also get the massive losses and massive gains again. The heat map here, a little bit brutal, nothing too bad, but a little bit brutal. Cardano is not surviving very well because no one uses the chain, to be honest. Fair and Greed's at 34, so we're improving. Like the bottom tends to be in by the looks of things. You still protect yourself from the downside, of course, but if it jumps down, but yeah. Having a look at the calendar here, we're on the 7th. Just keep in mind, SIMD 228 vote is live. Validator.com, we're going to vote no. It's not really worked out well. We can split our vote. If you're voting with us and you disagree, you can ping us and ping me and whatnot. But no is the vote. Solana Accelerate, this will be good. Get your tickets there. There's an AI summit announced. Didn't even know what it is, but 16th of March, check it out. Most importantly, the Jupiter 2030 vote. This started last night, and it goes, apparently goes until March 10. Okay, cool. Go vote. Watch my video on that. Now, Jupiter has so much going on. We've got a separate calendar, and there's a couple people in the team that are running this, and I'm just kind of checking it. If you're bullish on the Jupiverse, just follow this, right? Just follow this. Otherwise, there's too much stuff in different places. This will be linked below. Bookmark it. Just check it daily, and it will just be prompted and updated and cleaned up with more feedback. Just use it. If you want a summary of the vote is basically all written here, but basically compensation for new team members. I'm voting yes. I'm voting yes, give meow. Let's have a look. What did I vote? Why can't I see this? We'll go back to Jupiter here. Look here. I'm voting yes, give meow a massive bonus. Why can't I see that? That is, do I have to connect my wallet to make this work? Okay. Well, a little bit strange here. So yes, he gets a bonus. That's what I voted. No, you can do it if you want, or you can abstain. I'm voting yes because we can veto this. This is vetoable. If he doesn't perform, and he will, but if he didn't, it can be vetoed. It's the best thing, and you need to reward people that are dedicated to something, because some people that are really, really bright, they don't just grow on trees. So the markets have kind of dumped a little bit. The JUP price has. There are some people upset. Cool, vote with your dollars. They don't have Futagi, so in some ways, maybe that is a wrong idea, but I think it's the right idea for sure. There's no actual Futagi system here. It's just, I'm going off on a tangent. My point is, I'm voting yes. You vote what you want. Watch my video for more, and you can read this if you want. But the biggest point is, don't expect smart people to work for peanuts. It's the stupidest thing that I see everyone suggesting all the time, and quite a bit in the JUPiverse, because so many people are in the JUPiverse and so many people have tiny bags. They don't know stuff. For the most part, yes, people are voting yes. Whoever's selling off, I don't know who it is. Probably, I have no idea. And I've touched on this in the other JUP video, but the big thing to keep in mind is zoom out. 80% of the team is getting 4.2% of the total JUP. And these people are people that are going to be pushed too hard probably by Meow. But there you have it. It's a worthy thing. This is what happened to the chart though. Kaboom. Kind of crazy. Definitely would have been a good shorting moment. And thinking out loud here, just keep in mind, this is something that you could use for, if you're another project, try and be in public in your community, get yourself out there and just make stuff known. And every week they'll work in public with the community on new projects and strategies. Today at 11 a.m. UTC in Discord, they'll be getting ideas from the community on token launches and the cap pad. Like, I have such little JUP upside. I don't have much JUP as much as I would like. And I'm not part of Uplink anymore. I resigned. It was too much work for everything I was trying to do. But I'm so bullish on, like, anyone that does this kind of stuff, you gotta zoom out. I'm gonna go and buy some JUP, start DLMing it up. Not financial advice, you can do the same if you want. All right, what's new with Meteora? So Zen, who I have not met before, or if I have, I apologize. Give this person a follow now. They're now their lead at Meteora, taking over Ben Chow's role. And has been part of Meteora since day one, which is perfect. Maybe I have met them. So they're now the lead, which is good. And I will do my best to help with content there. And also bolstered by Soju. So a lot of people know who Soju is, but if you don't, like, he's just like works in 15 different directions for Jupiter. Now he's kind of moving across there. They do kind of share different roles, but Meteora needs more help right now. And I guess he's over there. Sion says, here's our go-to when a problem needs fixing and a team needs a leader. So perfect. As a reminder, Soju, you can always reach out to me for just random questions or whatnot on Meteora in terms of content or what people are asking on YouTube. I'll happily let you know, because Meteora I'm very, very bullish on, but we need more content, more good content. All right, CZ Binance says this, their CoinMarketCap, which Binance owns, has a new feature about alt season. Of the top 100 altcoins, how many of them have outperformed Bitcoin in the past 90 days? And it's 14. So it's brutal out there. It is not altcoin season yet. Altcoin season will probably not play like it has in previous cycles because it's people harder to manipulate, which is a good thing, but it also means that, you know, accumulate a little bit of Bitcoin, but I think Sol's still going to outperform. And Tucker Carlson did a freaking really interesting chat with SBF. Really interesting point here is SBF said that something along the lines, I don't have the exact numbers in my mind right now, but 90, if they were around today, if he was still in charge, and they would have $17 billion worth of liabilities and $93 billion worth of assets. Now, I don't know if that's completely correct, if it means like if they're taking the assets, you know, Sol at $20 and paying you back US dollar equivalent, But suffice to say, the people that have been getting them out of the bankruptcy were horrendous. So many interesting things here. He doesn't admit that he kind of messed up, even though like he definitely did. But it's a worthwhile listen to. There's probably a few meme coins going to be coming out of it, or probably already out about it. But yeah, it's interesting. It's worth listening to. Now we'll do this each day. So remember, this is just one trading strategy that Katoshi has spoken about. I've mentioned it many times. It's like it works. You have particular settings, and you wait for it to go green on the 2-hour chart. You wait for one green candle, and then you enter. And at this stage on Bitcoin, you'd be up 5%. Now it would be down less, and you can just buy spot if you want to. You don't have to leverage, so that you don't have to worry about stop losses and wicks taking you out. On the Bitcoin, it's up, but you can see it's losing steam. So this is a nice big fat candle. This is a nice big fat, not candle, but a big nice fat curve. And now it's starting to lose. So we may go red for a little bit, just, as an example. You want to get in early and then, take some profits and whatnot, set some stop losses or limit orders. Here at this stage, it doesn't look like it's got the momentum to continue. And Sol, it had its nice bounce up, and then it started to level off, and you would have closed it, of course. And then here, it had a little bit of a 6% move, but now we are red. It's not necessarily a shortable moment, because we're already we've got a big sell kind of level of support here, so I'm not going to short it or anything like that. It doesn't have much room to move down, but it's not necessarily a time to open trade. Not financial advice, just letting you know. In terms of DLMM opportunities, this is very, very dynamic, which is why I try to make a bit of content on it. The one that I was playing around with a little bit in between moving house was Poise. I find it's funny. This is supposed to make fun of the way JD Vance says Poise. I haven't even noticed, to be perfectly honest with you. But it's in a downtrend, but you could still make money from it by longing on the MACD, bid asking, going in a range, rescheduling your range. I made a little bit, just a small amount, as I was just teaching someone how to DLMM with this. So this has a bit of fun there. There's a few tokens though, which is good, that are getting decent volume. Now you have to check them out for yourself. Maybe they're good, maybe they're not good. I don't know what bread is. But in general, I'm pleased to see there's more volume coming up into this. At the end of the day, the max extraction that was happening by Keisler, and I'm not saying Frank and his team, but that hype, that was very good for the ecosystem. If you DLM'd, and if you just took profits and just had a little bit of fun. If you bought and held, it was not good for you. Which you do need to rotate. You do need to rotate. So keep that all in mind. Your big positions, you don't necessarily, not financial advice, but the smaller, these micro caps here, you kind of get in, you get out, you have some fun. None of these are going to do this run up to the peanut stage or anything like that. No time soon. But you can have a bit of fun on the volume just by playing with it in the DLM and stuff. So get amongst it. I absolutely love it. Thanks very much for watching. Make sure you subscribed. Check out these 2 other videos here on YouTube. I'll keep the educational content going. You keep learning and grow your backs.